Timber on Monday nights. John Zepper retiring after this year. He's been great. He's now Hall of Fame nominee, and he gets a spare.
Ooh, there's a mark.
Wow. Steve won the team title this past weekend in Belfast at 19.
Here's Sammy D with a strike, and Corrado Pani also with a strike.
The king.
Sure.
After this call by Steve Kelly.
Sure, yeah. Check that out by Sean Sears. Cleaning that.
Okay. Thanks, Craig Holbrook. We'll see the Hall of Famers soon tonight.
And a strike for Dan Legge.
210 stringers tomorrow, high-flying rollaway lanes in Ware, W-A-R-E, Mass tomorrow.
That's interesting. Chris Jones with a single pin spare.
Standings here by any chance?
We can pull them up in a little bit. But meanwhile, there's a strike for Jason Gottlieb.
Is the tiebreaker. Total pinfall tiebreaker as of now.
I did see that in the standings. Oh, and speaking of that, oh my goodness, I can't get a word in without another strike being thrown. This time by John Zappi. And a spare for Mr. J.B. Gottlieb. On the sidewall, not on the 10. Feasts.
Single dagger, two great daughters in Dakota. And one of them, they're just so well behaved.
Craig Holbrook will check in with. Zappi will take a big 10 on that strike for a spare on strike, and so will. Oh yeah! All right.
Brian, a family of bowlers growing up. He was also on TV 7 times. His hobbies include golfing.
Brian Feast will take a spare. Affected numbers a little bit, but things are still, business as usual otherwise.
You're a good team guy, good chemistry in your team.
Greg Holbrook with a spare. It's a feeling. I can say that. Dean Sullivan will take a spare on a single. 7 Phil, 1-7-10 high-low jack. Spare for Mr. JB.
There's a bright future in this game. There's Western Mass now in Norway, Maine, home of Mark Hollywood Smith.
And the Caleri down.
Pro League here in the past.
D'Agostino for the mark. Can he put the dagger in? Yes, he can for the. No problem there. And Feast with a spare of his own. Trying not to make Feast jokes too often, but there's a spare for Mr. Brian Sears. Sean Sears.
Oh,
and a spare for Mr. into the 5.5 pin. That's the kind of action you get at Exeter sometimes. Chris Jones has a 6 and the 10 for a mark shot. And he's got it for the spare. 2 right, 1 left. 10 pin right for Dean Sullivan for a spare. He's got it, no issues there. Oh my goodness. Holbrook. And there's a strike. JB confirmed 121. John Zappi with a 10 fill, and he'll take a 145 first game.
Good for him.
Beautiful. I was fast enough to catch the replay on that, but we'll give it a try. Corrado Pani for his spare. Oh, well, that was pretty. The ICBA will be very happy with me about that, but
Just thinking. Just saying.
D'Agostino with a 9 fill on his strike. Corrado Pani will take a single pin spare. Talent spread eagle for Chris Jones. He'll take a few more out. Dan Legge with a spare on the 2 pin.
Hingham's one of those teams you think, how can they still win? They're always up there every year. With the 8th, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, or 4th, they're always in the running every year.
Craig Holbrook with a single pin spare. Yeah, never count Hingham out. They have a tendency to sneak up on you. Dean Sullivan with a spare as well.
Peak average 128 high for the whole season, average-wise 191 high single. JB, whoa, wow, what a shot to start the former Canal Lanes bowler in Western Mass. Now bowling at 1-7-10 Sports in Augusta, Maine. Zappi connects. Starting strong again. When there's a banana split for a second time, Case McCool's hungry and growling still. Brian Fees, strike!
Yes,
bombs
sir.
away, baby! Sean Chickabee his whole life. And there's a spare. Brian goes back to back. Beautiful ball, strike! Holbrook on the head pin, strike! Bombs away, baby! The king! To start a second. Sullivan for spare, grabs it. Good ball, double strike, whoa!
Yeah.
The king.
4-7 for Zappi.
Got it, spare, back
it.
to back. Left-hander, bang! 28 in the ball through 3. Corrado for a spare. That goes.
Yeah, double spares.
Up as always. One of these days, maybe. Ryan bombs away, baby! Crushing blow! Whoa! I'm shortly after. Leggy strike!
Low strike, just very similar to that at Academy.
Wood shooting spare. 10, 63 through 4. JB spare on strike.
Eased off on that ball and threw it light.
Dax right now does spare. And with Wood behind that 5 also to help. Can he take advantage? He does spare. Ooh. He liked me doing the impressions all the time. He said, do it again. Oh, wow, what a shot for Sears. Number 5 on the menu for Jones. Right on, spare. Rollaway lanes, wear a mask on YouTube on Candlepin Network. Register the bowl or walk in. Register Candlepin number 4. Dance.com. Sullivan take one of his famous lines ever. Bombs away, baby. Strike for JB. Another one. No. JB, yes. Brian filling for the ill John Winchell tonight. Spare. Points apiece. What a shot for a spare.
O'Leary down.
Legging off the wall goes. Spare. Hall of Famer for a spare. He goes. Oh. Sorry, Steve. Holbrook. Spare. JB. Spare. Fan Peter Flynn, Don Richmond, Dan Lasco, Jack Sanick, Dick O'Connell, many more. Watching TV. Another.
If they do this right. Shooter Sports Pub, that is.
Is that part of the 2008 World Championship Maria Subs of Situate, Mass? Grabs it. Missed one earlier. Gets this one, spare in the 9th.
I'll take that offline and I'll fix that for next time.
Strike for Feast.
Yeah.
Big 20, strike on spare, Feast. Down the stretch. We're on 3-Ball Spare Network tonight with CBN. Free to subscribe both channels. Sears can use it. Sears gets it. Huge shot in the 10. Must spare, must double strike for any chance. Probably triple strike. There's a spare.
It is John Zappi on the 2-4-5 triangle. He takes it.
What a night he's having. JB also.
See you later. And so does JB. Karatapani, 2 on the left. 2 right, 1 left for Sam D'Agostino. As he motions to fire. Does fire. 4 drop. Can't count for Sean Sears. Spare, though, for Brian Feast. He's all.
Yep. $1 for Canvas Cancer.
Drop.
5-0-C3. That's a much better picture of me.
I swapped it out. Oh, but look at that. He converted it. Jones, he'll take a spare off of that. Craig Holbrook on the 7-pin for a single-pin spare opportunity. Craig Holbrook on lane 11 working on a spare. And that's a way to do it. Hingham is leading by 107. Oh, Dean Sullivan, though.
This team can make some noise. Both these teams can make noise in the playoffs. Hingham obviously has done it year in, year out.
JB with a double spare. Just a little left of the head pin. 6 fill. And Pawnee will take a spare.
Tough night for him.
May have picked that up on the mic. Oh, but Sam D'Agostino will. Oh, Sean Sears will conquer the setback. So is this still technically week 25? They just rearranged. Oh, but there's a strike for Brian Feast. Jones, a single in the corner.
I am my father's son.
That is a 7 fill for Dean Sullivan. And Holbrook, oh, he'll take a double strike.
Second double strike for him. Wow. But there, probably 106, 107 other places.
I assume a different Michael Caine than Michael Caine.
Michael Caine Peabody. Yeah. that Michael Caine, right? Not the actor.
Dean Sullivan, the head pin. Chris Jones on the head pin there. Leaves 2. Leggy on target. Ooh, on the pocket of that shot. And the way those pins mixed, I'm flustered on that one. Dean Sullivan is on a spare with his first 2 points in the second, and they're currently on track to take 2 points in the third if nothing changes. And there's a strike, though. And a spare. Jones. Oh, and he'll figure that out.
7 the lead, minus a mark.
Six-pack shot is brought to you. Oh, wow, a spare on the six. That was yeah. Oh,
wow, huge. Huge.
See ya. Feast on the four horsemen. Yeah. The ball. Sears with a mark. Trading blows. Side. Might get a third. And a spare for Dan Legge. And Jones will get an additional pin off of that. Thinking about that wood. It's still settling, too. Here we go. Oh!
Wow!